What's up, everyone? Welcome to another video here on the channel. Today we have a very special topic for you, so make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of the upcoming videos. Turn on notifications to stay updated on everything. Now, without further ado, let's get into the video. The behind-the-scenes moves in the NBA are always intense, especially when it comes to a team like the Golden State Warriors, which is looking to make adjustments to return to the top of the league. In recent days, rumors indicated that the San Francisco franchise was interested in a trade for Jimmy Butler, the Miami Heat star. However, the negotiations suffered a major setback. According to Brian Windhorst of ESPN, Butler has made it clear that he does not intend to sign a contract extension with the Warriors if he is traded there. This revelation cooled the discussions between the two teams. After all, for Golden State, acquiring a player of this caliber without the guarantee that he will stay long-term would be a huge risk. Butler has the option to extend his contract for one more season at the end of the current one, but after that he will become an unrestricted free agent, able to sign with any team. If the Warriors went ahead with the trade and he decided to leave next year, the franchise would lose a valuable asset without any compensation. The dilemma became even bigger because the front office was divided between two possible acquisitions, Butler or Zach LaVine. According to Sam Amick of The Athletic, some executives preferred Butler, seeing him as a piece that could raise the team's competitive level. However, there were doubts about how he would fit into the locker room, especially given his strong personality and history of conflicts on other teams. Steve Kerr and Stephen Curry, for example, were not entirely convinced that his arrival would benefit the group. On the other hand, LaVine was seen as a younger and less controversial alternative. The uncertainty led the Warriors to hesitate, and in the meantime, LaVine was traded to the Sacramento Kings. Now, with Butler practically out of the picture, the San Francisco team risks not being able to bring in any major reinforcements before the trade deadline, which ends on February 6th. Despite this, the pressure for moves continues. Stephen Curry, the franchise's biggest star, has already made it clear that he wants to win and is willing to support any necessary changes to achieve that. In a recent interview, he emphasized that trade decisions are not up to him, but reinforced his desire to compete at a high level. The media will never know whether I pressure the front office or not, but we talk all the time. I want to win. That's not my job. I'm not a coach, GM, or team owner, but it's pretty clear where I stand on making the necessary adjustments to win, Curry stated. With trade negotiations for Jimmy Butler practically ruled out and Zach LaVine already in Sacramento, the Warriors find themselves in a delicate situation. The franchise is going through an unstable season, and even with Stephen Curry playing at a high level, the team does not seem to be a true title contender. This raises a crucial question. What can Golden State do before the trade deadline to improve its chances? The front office needs to make tough decisions. The trade window is closing, and with no major reinforcements in sight, the question remains whether Mike Dunleavy Jr. will be able to find a viable solution. The Warriors do not have many valuable draft picks to trade, so any deal will require creativity and a willingness to part with key pieces from the current roster. One alternative would be to explore the market for players who can contribute without requiring a heavy investment. Pascal Siakam's name had been mentioned in previous rumors, but he was traded to the Indiana Pacers. Another possibility was OG Anunoby, but the forward has already been acquired by the New York Knicks. With so many options already off the board, the Warriors need to act quickly to avoid falling behind. Additionally, the team's approach behind the scenes has been cautious. The decision not to pursue Butler was not just because he refused to sign an extension, but also due to concerns about his locker room fit. Butler has a history of being a vocal leader, but his direct and demanding style is not always well received by teammates. Even Stephen Curry, while never speaking out against the idea of Butler joining, also did not lobby for the front office to bring him in. This suggests that team chemistry is a priority for Golden State. Given this scenario, the question remains: how far are the Warriors willing to go to strengthen the roster? The team could opt for a lower-impact addition, someone who brings consistency without jeopardizing the franchise's future. Players like Alex Caruso from the Chicago Bulls or Dorian Finney-Smith from the Brooklyn Nets could be interesting options, as they offer defense and experience without commanding an exorbitant price. On the other hand, Golden State might decide not to make major moves and instead bet on internal growth. The development of young players like Jonathan Kuminga and Brandon Podziemski has been a bright spot this season. If the front office believes these players can take a step forward, they may choose to keep the current core intact and seek reinforcements only in the next offseason. Stephen Curry, meanwhile, has been patient, but his desire to compete for another title is no secret. Even without publicly pressuring the front office, his statements make it clear that he expects the team to do what is necessary to remain competitive. And that places extra weight on Mike Dunleavy Jr., who is in his first year as GM and is already facing one of the most challenging moments of his tenure. As the trade deadline approaches, uncertainty remains. The market could still bring surprises and unexpected opportunities, but one thing is certain: the Warriors cannot afford to stand still. With Curry still in his prime, every season without a truly competitive roster is a wasted opportunity. Kai Sotto has already built a career that is drawing attention in international basketball. The young Filipino stands out not just because of his impressive height. He combines size with mobility, tactical intelligence, and a skill set that can make a difference on the court. His presence in the paint is imposing, and his offensive ability adds a level of versatility that few centers possess. But are these traits alone enough to guarantee success in the NBA? Making that transition is one of the most complex challenges for any athlete, especially for a player like Kai coming from a different basketball environment. The NBA's intense pace, physical demands, and fierce competition create an atmosphere where only the most prepared can establish themselves. If the rumors of a potential deal with the Golden State Warriors materialize, Kai Sotto wouldn't just be another addition to the roster. His signing would have a profound impact, transcending the game itself. The Bay Area, home to one of the largest Filipino communities in the United States, would become a true hotbed of support for the young center. The Chase Center could turn into a gathering place for Filipino fans, injecting new energy into the Warriors crowd. And that's not all. The Warriors brand, already globally recognized, would gain even more traction in Asia. Kai Sotto's presence would expand the franchise's reach to millions of new fans, creating a phenomenon similar to what happened with Yao Ming and the Houston Rockets. For the NBA, which has been working for years to strengthen its influence in the Asian market, this move could be strategic both on and off the court. However, Kai Sotto's adaptation to professional American basketball will not be simple. The NBA requires a level of play that goes beyond raw talent. Physical endurance, reaction speed, and defensive agility are essential to surviving in a league where every detail matters. While he has shown flashes of brilliance during his time in the Japanese league, the reality of the NBA is on another level. If he does join the Warriors, he will have a unique opportunity to learn from legendary names like Stephen Curry and Draymond Green. The team's tactical system values smart players who understand ball movement and can adapt quickly. With the right coaches and a development-friendly environment, Kai could grow as a player and become an important asset for the team. However, there is a fundamental question. The Golden State Warriors are at a critical juncture, trying to balance the present with the future. The team is still chasing championships but also needs to develop new talent to sustain long-term success. Every roster spot is valuable, and to secure a place, Kai will have to quickly prove that he can contribute consistently. Beyond his on-court impact, his signing would also bring massive potential in terms of marketing and fan engagement. The NBA has become an increasingly global league, and players with international appeal are valuable assets for franchises. Kai Sotto already has a passionate fan base, and his arrival at Golden State could turn that passion into a massive wave of support for the team. Imagine the atmosphere at the Chase Center. Filipino flags waving throughout the stands, fans erupting with excitement at every play, and a unique energy filling the arena. The cultural impact of Kai's arrival could be something the NBA has rarely seen before. This emotional connection with the fan base, combined with his growth as a player, could create the perfect scenario for him to become an important piece of the franchise's future. However, his success will depend on his ability to adapt quickly. The NBA doesn't wait for anyone. Kai will have to put in the work to elevate his game, improve his conditioning, and adjust to the speed and intensity of the league. If he can overcome these challenges, he might be exactly what the Warriors need to reinforce their frontcourt, a position that has been a weakness in recent years. His ability to protect the rim and contribute offensively would add a new dimension to the team. If Kai Sotto really joins the Golden State Warriors, his journey will not just be about talent and development on the court, The media pressure, fan expectations, and the commercial impact of his arrival will create a complex environment for his adaptation. The NBA is not just a basketball league. It's a global spectacle where every detail matters, and each player carries with them a narrative that can define their career. The transition to the NBA is not just about statistics or technical skills. It's about mental adaptation, resistance to pressure, and the ability to overcome challenges that go beyond the game itself. Many young talents who have entered the league face difficulties early on, whether due to a lack of playing time, adjustments to the more physical style of play, or even finding their role on an established team. Kai Sotto will not be an exception. The Warriors franchise, with its well-organized structure and winning culture, could be the ideal environment for his growth. However, his journey will depend on how he handles the initial challenges. The Warriors' rotation leaves little room for error, especially considering that the team needs to balance the experience of veterans with the development of new talents. If Kai is not ready to contribute immediately, he could be sent to the G League, where he would have time to refine his skills before getting consistent minutes in the NBA. This wouldn't be a setback, but rather a natural path for young players who need to adjust to the league's level of demand. Big names in basketball have passed through the G League before shining in the NBA, including Jordan Poole, who became a key player in the Warriors' 2022 title win. If Kai embraces this path as part of his evolution, he could return stronger and ready to compete at the highest level. But beyond technical development, another crucial factor for Kai will be his mindset. Modern basketball demands resilient players who not only accept challenges, but also see them as opportunities for growth. He will need to show that he has the right mentality to adapt quickly, absorb knowledge from veterans, and turn criticism into motivation. Additionally, the presence of experienced players like Stephen Curry and Draymond Green could be a differentiating factor. These veterans not only dominate the game, but also serve as mentors for young talents. How Kai interacts with these leaders could define his future with the team. If he shows commitment, effort, and willingness to learn, he will have a better chance of securing his place. The issue of fit is also crucial. The Warriors play a style of basketball based on movement, spacing, and basketball IQ, which requires a high level of basketball intelligence. Kai will need to adapt to this style to be effective. His ability to play as a modern center, one who not only protects the rim but also contributes offensively with smart passing and efficient movement, will be key to his stay on the team. If everything goes as expected, his trajectory could follow a similar path to that of international players who entered the NBA surrounded by doubts, but who, with time and hard work, proved their worth. Nikola Jokic, for example, was a second-round draft pick and took time to become the league's MVP. Giannis Antetokounmpo arrived in the NBA as a raw, little-known prospect, but with effort and dedication, became one of the greatest players in recent history. Of course, every player has their own journey, and there's no guarantee that Kai will follow the same script. However, his potential and the circumstances around him suggest that he has a big opportunity ahead. If he can work on the right areas and take advantage of the resources available, he could write a unique story in the NBA. The cultural connection with the Bay Area and the Filipino fan base could be an extra motivational factor for Kai Sotto. Many players find strength in their roots and use that as fuel to overcome obstacles. The support from the Filipino community in the United States could help him feel at home, which is vital for any athlete in a new and challenging environment. If the Warriors decide to bet on Kai, they will be investing in something that goes beyond basketball. They will be opening doors to a new market, strengthening international ties, and betting on a young player who could become a symbol for millions of fans around the world. The impact could be enormous, both on and off the court. But now comes the big question. Is Kai ready for this challenge? He has the tools to shine, but he needs to prove day after day that he deserves a spot in the NBA. If he can do that, he could not only secure his place with the Warriors, but also inspire a new generation of Filipino players to dream of the NBA. And so, Kai Sotto's story continues to unfold. Will the Warriors give him this opportunity? Will he be ready to seize it to the fullest? Time will tell, but one thing is certain. The basketball world will be watching closely every step of this journey. So, did you enjoy the video? If so, don't forget to leave a like because it really helps. Comment down below what you think and share it with your friends. If you're not subscribed yet, take a moment and subscribe to the channel to stay updated with more content like this. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video.